Hello, welcome to Scarredlands, A Family Affair, Episode 8, Family Feud. So, when last we met, the group had attended a wedding the previous session. They sort of came home and recovered from the libations and the joy. As they were getting ready to recover, they discovered that someone had been in their house. Much like the three bears coming home, they were like, somebody's been sleeping in my bed, except it wasn't sleeping in their bed, it was breaking into their basement.
Someone's been going through my crap.
Right, considering that that's where the artifact belonging to a god had been kept, they thought it was probably important to look into who that might have been and what they were doing in the house. So, through a combination of masterful animal handling and training and hard work, they were able to use the rats, the flesh strippers, to track the scent to their favorite neighbor, Enrique Copperfield. And so as they got to Enrique's house, a standoff started in Enrique's basement, which resulted in kind of spells being pointed at one another and weapons being brandished and Enrique being turned invisible and running off. Enrique was then sort of found by Korggix and Zopa and taken by Korggix over to your dad's place while your dad was brought over to speak with the Copperfields about what was going on. Through use of the Overseer's Lash, Zopa was able to sort of bring the families to order, and everyone is sitting around the kitchen table over there having getting ready to have a heart-to-heart conversation, with the exception of Enrique and Korggix, who are back over at the house, and I believe Korggix has just received a revelation from Enrique. Is that basically where we wrapped things up, right?
Yeah, but I don't know that it's a revelation.
That's accurate, yes. You're not quite aware of the magnitude of this piece of information.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and dive in, I guess, with what's going on over at the Copperfield place. So you're all sitting around. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, all of the flesh strippers have at this point been collected and placed back in their box.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
And I still have all my fingers.
And you still have all your fingers.
And Enrique was healed too. So
Enrique was healed.
Yeah.
No one is currently wounded. Is that accurate?
as far as I know.
Zopa, you have effectively charmed. Is there anyone that's present over there that's not under the effects of Zopa's charm?
It should only be Mr. Copperfield, Millie, and I think Cheshire was down there.
And
Cheshire was down there? And
Yeah,
Triss
I
was
think
down there.
so.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
not.
'cause-
Yeah, I was not in the room when that happened because I was off getting dead.
Right.
Yeah, and I was busy running around from the far side of the house going, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, thank God.
God.
All right, so you're circled up around the table. Zopa, you have the talking stick. So, what would you like to? What would you like to do?
So, if I remember correctly, there was talk about Dad reneging on a deal. Is that how you explained it?
That may be how you interpreted what was said.
I think it was
Rinaldi.
Mr. Copperfield.
Yeah, Rinaldi had claimed
but
that...
I wasn't there for this conversation. I was told like a game of telephone. So
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So you don't...
I just want everyone to sit down and let's just air the truth, shall we?
Okay.
And let's start with you, Mr. Copperfield. You have the qualm, so can you tell me what you're feeling? Let's share our feelings.
Rinaldi says, I have been rotting in this town for a decade while we waited for an opportunity to get down into that basement. Your father had the opportunity to acquire the property and did so with the understanding that we would gather this item together.
Now, to be fair, we might have pushed things a little faster than Dad wanted them to go. I look at everyone present.
I'm looking at Dad.
To ensure his safety. Although he didn't really stop us. He did say this is a bad idea, like at least 14, maybe 15 times. But he didn't stop us.
He definitely tried to stop us.
He was gonna go it alone, right? Like, Dad, what is your business with this? We didn't even know you knew the Copperfields, like, other than as a neighbor until today.
We served together.
In that, like, further north?
When you do say that we didn't know that, Cheshire and Zopa do look at each other like...
During my time when I was in the Calastian army.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, that's not the background I thought. Okay. Player is confused because that's not the background that I thought he had. Okay.
Oh, he spent some time in his youth working, doing the 10-year conscription.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought, okay, I'm confused. So in the Calastian army, you were friends in the army?
Yes. Ages ago.
Dad, can you tell us why Mr. Copperfield feels like you might have jumped the horse, let's say, to get this item? And she kind of like starts like fingering where it is under her robe, just unconsciously. Why?
Because it needs to go to Amethyst and to her people in the north.
And I feel like I asked Mr. Copperfield last week, but I can't remember. Mr. Copperfield, why do you want it?
I need to give it to my master.
Oh, that's right. Certain snakes rising or something.
Whoa. Master? So...
Oh, wait.
We didn't
I'm the
hear
only
that
one
part.
that knows about the
Yeah.
snakes.
Yeah, you were the only one who knows about the snake. We don't know about that yet.
Okay. Okay, so that was Enrique's revelation?
Yeah.
Okay, just keeping things straight here.
Yeah.
Who is your master?
Well, there's no point in hiding it. I serve Lysair.
Have I heard of Lysair? I have heard of Lysair. Has my character heard of Lysair?
You can make a history roll at DC 12 to see if you've heard of Lysair.
Okay. Oh, good at history.
Yay, 3!
I need to roll a 9 or higher. I did.
Thanks, Triss.
Barely. Rolled a 9. And then a crit. Okay.
So for the good folks that are watching at home, and Millie, I believe you got your roll right. Just a moment.
I can't see my roll. Hold on.
Yep.
You rolled a 12, by the way,
Me.
on intelligence. Yeah.
Go me.
Did your roll not show up?
My chat thing is blocked. I'm trying to fix it.
You rolled a 12.
Cool.
It did show up.
Mhm.
So, Lysier is one of the most ancient High Gorgons alive, having fought at Mormo's side during the Titans War. Was one of her favorite servants, is known as a ferocious spellcaster, a violent, vicious, murderous zealot in Mormo's name, and is rumored to have founded a group that is intent on returning Mormo to life.
Like, really intent.
Right?
Like, violently intent on...
And do you all share this with class, or do I have to rely with my 3 to be like, okay?
No, my reaction is, if you'd mentioned like the Calastian government being Calastian military, I would have bought that. But a Titan worshiper? No.
We're not giving it to the Calastians either.
Yeah, but at least that would have made sense.
I look at Rinaldi Copperfield and I go, man, you seemed so nice.
Your dad gets
I turned
up.
to Dad, did you know this?
Your dad gets up and sticks him in the face.
Yeah, I know.
And says,
rolling for initiative?
And says, "You've lied to me this whole time." You know?
Wait, sticks him in the face with what?
Like,
finger or a
punches him in the face.
Oh, okay.
Just like stabs him in the face.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
No, just,
I was like...
just gets up and
He's dead.
just jacks him in the jaw.
Yeah.
And says, "You've lied to me this whole time. It's been since the horn saw, hasn't it? Hasn't it?" And
I'm going to wait for a few moments.
Oh, God.
And then be like, no, Dad. Stay after. No. Cheshire, help me.
Rinaldi spits out a tooth and says, Our squad was lost in the horn saw. We got separated from the rest of the group. We were surrounded by all manner of unthinkable beings. And yes, I found a servant of Lysier's, and I made a bargain, and I got us out alive. You are here today because of my Titan War. So get off your high horse.
So you're saying you don't want to be in this situation?
You don't want to give it to him?
Yeah, how long ago was that? Because
I'm saying a man of 20 didn't know any better. But now, after having had some time to reflect on it, I do believe that Lysier is right. Look at the world around you. Look at the state of things. Look at, is the world better under Chardoon's chains than it was under Mormo's magics? He spits out some more blood.
You mean being ruled by it's just one yoke for another, right?
Ruled. As if the Titans cared. As if the Titans would be bothered with such menial creatures as ourselves. No.
It would just be a different draconic rule under
we are
snake
ruled.
people.
hey, now leave the dragons out of this.
Draconian rule under snake people. That's what I meant. Draconian.
We are ruled now. Under the Titans, we would be free.
I look at Dad like, is this guy for real?
Your dad sits there for a minute with his hands folded, and then gets up and punches Dewey again in the face.
like Like, admittedly, my people didn't exist before the war, so I'm like, yeah, but like I've been told and seen what it means to follow the Titans, and it's not good. I mean, you live underground in holes, and you eat people. It's pretty awful. Not saying I appreciate Chardoon either, but my understanding is that there's some older cool places under gods and under Titans even, because Denev wouldn't do that to us, and Keely wouldn't do that to us, and presumably
Just gonna put out there,
Orion
Korggix.
or whoever wouldn't do that to us.
Korggix is very happy he's not here for this conversation.
Yeah. I gotta say, the idea that the guy that's in charge is bad right now, so what we have to do is just, go out and find somebody who's even worse, who can burn it all
Right.
down just to rebuild that seems like the kind of thing that leads to like plagues and monstrous injustices and so forth.
Yeah.
Rinaldi says, yes, it is. But at the other side of those plagues
a red witch, man.
and injustices, we will be able to build anew. We'll be able to make Skarn great again.
Now I want to punch him.
Your dad gets up and
Really?
punches him again in the face.
Yeah, I am potentially joining in that punching, but I don't actually, because it would be out of character. But I'm really mad, like standing up and just like,
He
I'll
says,
hold him down while you kid him, Dad.
it's not too late. He spits out some more blood.
I start idly playing with one of my arrows.
I'm going to sit down next to him and look at everybody, because I'm sure everyone knows this, but I don't actively talk about it. And just look at him and be like, so look, I know what you mean. I don't subscribe to these powers either. But that doesn't mean you have to, as my sister said, change one yoke for another. We, as people, can just be ourselves and rise up together. We don't need to bring back Mormo or worship Chardoon.
Yeah. That's the fool's choice, man. There's always a third or fourth or fifth or ninth option. Those are not the two choices. Here, buddy.
He says that orc man and his bride. Yes?
Yeah?
It's but one example of the cruelty of the gods.
Cruelty of that god. That god is an asshole.
I don't disagree.
And any more than... And Mormo is an asshole. Like, Denev wouldn't have ripped her apart if that wasn't the case. There are good titans and good gods too, and you're just citing one bad god against one bad titan against one bad god. There are good ones to pick from.
Siding with those who have enabled me to live, enabled me to prosper, gifted me with a beautiful family, and that worthless seed. And
you're siding with somebody who decided not to kill you because you were useful.
Yeah.
Trust me, as a halfling, I've been there, but it's not the wise choice.
I would posit that given the state of the world, it's the only choice. Regardless, we find ourselves at an impasse. I want that. I need it. I need to get it to the horn saw.
Well, it's not going to the horn saw. It's going to go somewhere that it won't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess we have a problem.
And even though, like, I know he's charmed by me, I am going to step back from him.
I'm just looking at Dad like, what do we do with him, Dad?
Right?
And where's Teresa during all this? Has she just been quietly sipping her tea?
Just quietly sitting next to him.
Okay. Like, because she's the spellcaster, right?
Yeah.
Or
No,
was it
she's
one of them?
just...
Oh, she's the
she's
fighter.
A brawler, yeah.
Did she, Teresa, did you know about all this? Did you, like, willfully marry into this knowledge, or...
I learned over time.
I think it's apparent that Enrique didn't know. He was really scared.
Enrique is
Look around.
an unfortunate... We had always wanted to have a child that we could raise to be anything. And
Well,
I
he's
mean
something,
literally
all right.
anything.
Yeah.
And Enrique is a fool. Worthless, shiftless, no ambition. Unworthy.
Somebody who doesn't believe in Chardoon, you sure talk a lot like a Chardoonian.
I feel like
You guys are
Cheshire...
terrible parents.
I can't remember Cheshire in all of this. I feel like that would irritate him, and he's just, like, over there flexing, like,
Yeah.
ready to cast hold person if he needs to.
So,
That's fair.
where do you feel you went wrong in raising your child?
We sheltered him too much. Just like the gods seek to do with us. We put him in a pen and gave him strict boundaries and said, don't worry about the world outside, we'll take care of it. What we should have done was introduce him immediately into the truth.
Trade one extreme for the other. Y'all aren't very good at, like, meeting in the middle, are you?
Dad, what do we do with cultists?
Well, Rinaldi saved my life. And it's a debt that I'm not going to soon forget. He was always a good friend.
So you're already talking about him in past tense.
Past tense.
Well, he's not a friend anymore.
And why don't you all make a perception check real quick?
I mean, I'm not there, so.
14.
Oof. Oh, no, that wasn't me.
That's me. I'm distracted.
Yeah, just a bit.
Okay, so Triss, you're probably the only one that notices. Well, no, Zopa, you notice too. Your dad, like, as he's sort of fiddling with himself, you know, like reaching back and sort of stretching and like shifting uncomfortably in his seat, you see a dagger sort of make its way into his hand. He says, "Unfortunately." Times change. Sorry. And he throws the dagger at Rinaldi's throat.
I back his play completely.
I reached to, like, try and stop it, but no.
I'm like, yeah, he's a cultist. Yeah. Not to say we're murder hobos, because we have a house.
You hear the dagger like hit the bone in the back of Rinaldi's neck, and he just drops to the ground dead.
I'm turning to Teresa.
What did you do?
With my staff out, like, you anything,
Now you
like,
probably want to roll some initiatives.
yeah.
Meanwhile, me and Enrique are playing like fucking paddywhack or some shit. How's it going, man?
So I got a 4, and then 14 plus whatever Cheshire's
Did it not work? There it goes.
dex is. Yeah, that's right. Not murder hobos, murder home owners.
We're homeowners.
We need to shout really, really loud. I feel threatened. Get out of my house.
It's coming right for us.
Killing them in their own house.
Oh, God.
This is gonna get really bad.
All right. First action goes to Triss. What would you like to do?
Is Teresa like?
She's going to lunge for your father.
Yeah, then I'm going to whack her with my stick.
Right.
Shillelagh.
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 Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, give her a bruise.
You plunk her about the head.
Plunk her about the head very, very lightly.
I mean, it's
and,
not nothing.
yeah, and I will stay where I am.
That's not that much, though. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. No.
So she is no longer charmed by me. Just
Yeah. Well, she was.
if harmed by you or your companions or commanded to do something contrary to its nature, the target ceases to be charmed.
Well, it was clear that she was about to do something, so that's why I whacked her with my stick.
I would say, even though it wasn't against her, like straight out murdering her husband probably ended that charm.
Yeah, that was probably what did it. Yeah,
that'd probably do. All right, that's better. Now it's accurate. All right, so Khalid is going to whip another dagger at her. That does hit because she's not wearing armor. And she takes 5 piercing. Bringing us to Jedryn, what would you like to do?
Oh, what I'd like to do is not really open for discussion at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna I guess I'm going to jump in and take a rapier shot at Teresa. Actually, am I in a position? Yeah, I am in a position to probably do that. So,
yeah, there's a table between you, but that's all right. You can go under the table.
Yep. Yep. Perks of being a halfling.
That'll do.
Yeah. Okay.
Get your sneak attack because you
But
definitely
should you?
got allies here.
Yeah, that's true. She's pretty flanked.
She is, in fact.
Yeek. So
Right,
that's
so-
11 points of damage.
All right.
I feel creepy, like, and the entire family just surrounds this poor woman and go whack, stick, poke.
Hey, the family that slays together.
Yeah.
He's going to. Cheshire's going to cast Hold Person.
He is, yep.
I was actually thinking about literally casting whole person, but I didn't have it prepared.
That will get a hold of her. She'll make a strength check to see if she can get out. Nope, she's held.
Is he grappling her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's got a hold of her from behind, and that brings us. Korggix is so. Enrique is like sitting there and just like God, they're such assholes, man. Like I hate it. I just want to like go. You know what I mean? Like maybe go to Shelzar and like learn how to juggle or something. You know, just God, I hate this place.
Yeah, doesn't seem great for you.
No, man, it's awful. Like, I wish I had what you guys have, like a family and stuff. With that,
very, very much so like the puppy who heard the word that gets them to tilt their head when he says that.
while that's going on, Teresa is going to try to headbutt Cheshire. Not with a 7. She reaches back and Cheshire moves his head out of the way. Millie, it is your action.
Yep, I'm gonna move as far back as I can. Just in case she also knows Fireball, I guess.
All right.
And shoot with an arrow.
Ooh.
Miss with my arrow.
You shoot and it goes wide. Zopa.
I'm gonna take my dagger out, but I'm gonna use the blunt end of it and try and knock her out. Can you do sneak attack non-lethal?
Yeah, you can always elect to like use the flat of the blade or whatever.
With addition, you can do anything, right?
So 6 plus 5.
Oh yeah, you knock her the entire fuck out. Had you chose to be lethal, she would be very dead, but she...
Ugh.
Khaled says, well, that was not the way I wanted my afternoon to go.
Well, Dad.
Dad, if you'd said, oh, by the way, he was... You didn't tell us what you could share.
Didn't tell you what? That I knew the guy? I
That
did,
you knew
in
the
fact,
guy,
tell you
that
that
he
I knew
told
the
you.
guy.
You didn't tell us he knew about the basement. I mean, I know you didn't know he was a cultist, so that's fair. But...
I don't generally hang around with Mormo cultists.
No, none of us do. Intentionally. Okay, it's fine, Dad. It's fine. I'm sorry I got mad at you, but it just was a rough morning.
He sits him back up. You're telling me, and pulls the dagger out of his throat.
What do we do now?
Zopa's gone into like business mode and is walking around like looking for something to set the house on fire with.
Oh, you find it. Yeah, there's plenty in here in the kitchen to help.
Enrique isn't. He's an idiot, but he's not an evil cultist apparently.
Well, Enrique's not in the house. We don't need to hide his body.
No, but he may have things in the house he needs, like stuff.
We don't need to hide either of these. I mean, we do need to hide these bodies, but we don't need to burn the house down in the process.
Yeah.
I think if this house burnt down and caught yours with it, it would be good for all of us.
I like that house.
Yeah, but you have an evil basement.
Insurance isn't a thing yet.
Listen, we do not know for sure that that basement is evil.
You weren't even in there. You don't know.
It had undead in it, Dad. It was pretty evil.
Yeah. And it was a nice undead, but that's not the point.
Yeah, and before it was like magically whatchamacallit by the Charred Knights, it was magically whatchamacallit by the Death God, okay? So it's just had the double vibes of yuck.
Death God, which one?
Tossle.
Oh. I mean, if it was, in the morgue, that'd be kind of chill.
Yeah, it was like the goom of the morgue.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
It was like full of little baby skulls, Dad.
Okay, like I understand we need to do some redecorating, but I don't think we need to do it with a torch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
A candle will be fine.
You don't suddenly have a wine cellar here, because
Are you sure? I mean,
baby skulls, Dad!
We could pave over it, get some gravel.
Yeah, that's fine. Once we burn it down, we could just make a parking lot. That's fine.
I don't want to burn anybody's house down. I don't want to burn.
No one lives here any longer.
So what do we do with the corpses? Feed into the flesh strippers? Actually,
I mean,
technically, Triss is not even dead.
I like glance out the window, and I'm like, yes, this house should definitely be burnt down. And just stare at nothing, just in case there's anyone listening outside the window.
Okay. He says, you might be onto something there. I mean, normally I'm not forfeiting people to anything, but, these are Mormo cultists. They barely count as people.
I don't like the idea of the flesh strippers getting a taste for human flesh, but I think they already have it.
How are you going to explain that to Enrique? Let's just carry his family over and be like, we found dinner for the flesh strippers. I know Happy's going to be happy about it, but we need to do something about Enrique, and we're not killing him.
No, we shouldn't kill. No. He didn't do anything wrong other than being an idiot. But
here's what I think. All right, here's what we should do. Jedryn, I need you to go through and find all the loose coin you can in the house. Okay? Get it bagged up.
On it.
We'll give that to Enrique and put him on a horse. I'm sure he'll be fine.
He could go to Shelzar and become a juggler.
Become a gigolo, what?
Juggler. Bard.
He could also go to Shelzar and become a gigolo.
Actually, he'd probably do better at that. He's attractive.
He's got that himbo vibe, so
He does have that himbo vibe.
He's gonna have to learn. Yeah, he's got to wash his hair.
Yeah,
He does
that's
have
all.
to wash his hair.
This is all right. Cheshire, let's you and me wrap Rinaldi up in a rug. Are we just being merciful here to Teresa, or what's the deal? Why
Wish I could erase her memories or something.
I have an arrow knocked in my bow, and I am ready to shoot her.
Zopa? You kept her up for a reason.
Yeah. Zopa's oddly quiet. She doesn't like murdering the neighbors, but still, this person's going to cause family problems for us.
I mean, it's that or return her into the Calastians, and what kind of questions will that bring?
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
And listen, nobody likes killing their neighbors, all right? But, sometimes you just got to do stuff,
I'm going to start, using Druidcraft to start just getting rid of evidence, like blood on the table and cleaning everything up. Not that they have forensic science, but they do have magic. So
we could always, set it up. She had a heart attack.
Poison! I can do that.
Okay, but who
Make it look like a heart attack?
Oh, you mean actually poison her?
To make it look like a heart attack. I could probably do that.
That doesn't explain the dagger wound in her husband.
Yeah, that wouldn't explain that.
I mean, I don't know that anybody would come by.
To the flesh strippers. No
We could-
body to dispose of.
We could feed them to the flesh strippers. No body to dispose of. That's true.
Yeah.
It's not like the authorities are going to come by and knock on the door and ask for them.
Cheshire, why don't you go help Korggix keep Enrique over there?
Distracted.
Yeah.
Teach him how to play chess. Or whatever the equivalent is. There is an equivalent to chess. I forget what it's called.
I can do that. He runs off.
Well, to go.
Says, well, I mean, I don't know that the method. It's up to you all. However you all think is best to handle this. I don't think burning the house down is an answer.
Agreed.
What's an answer?
Let's search. I want to search the house and make sure there isn't, some kind of occult crap in their basement.
Sure. Why don't you make an investigation check for searching for occult stuff, but also if Jedryn could make a investigation check.
We're rounding up coin.
Yeah.
Boy, the dice are not my friends today.
That's fine.
Fun shit all. Oh well.
You find no evidence of anything whatsoever.
I missed the obvious giant statue of Mormo in the basement.
Right. You walk past that piece of pulsing Mormo flesh that's sitting in the corner.
They got some kind of like a wine jug or something with symbols on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Jedryn, your search for coin comes up pretty bad. You wind up finding 10 gold worth of loose change sort of laying about.
I come back and I'm like, I don't know, Dad. I mean, they have that magic chest, but I'm just not finding a lot.
Well, maybe they live simply.
Do I have that ability? I can't remember. Yeah, I could detect magic and
Yeah, try
Run
it.
a,
Let's
run a
find-
scan. Yeah, okay. It'll take me 10 minutes. I do the ritual cast to detect magic and do the scan.
So-
Oh my god, my sister has this really major magic item around her waist. Okay, and then it's working. That tells me it's working, and then I just scan everywhere else.
So you start ritually casting Detect Magic.
Yeah.
Anyone doing anything during that 10 minutes while Detect Magic is being cast?
Trying to figure out why Dad wants to stay living here.
Are you going to ask him, or are you just pondering the question?
And I'm going to have a conversation with him as far as what does he need here now. Yes, it's a nice house, whatever, but you just murdered your neighbors.
Listen, I wasn't lying to you all when I said I wanted a retirement home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm an old
Fisk,
man.
Really? Go
Well-
to Shelzar. It's more your style anyway.
I'm too old for that kind of stuff. I can't keep spending gold on tonics at the Temple of Enkili every week.
Where else are we gonna go? I mean,
It's a great wide world. Okay, it's a wide world.
Everything's under Calastian rule, or it's covered in monsters. You'd have to cross some horrible wasteland to get to anywhere else.
My hope
Right?
was
Dad's done that before. We
Yeah,
could
but-
go with him.
right. I'm not a young man anymore, and
That's why we would go with you.
I was only like 4 when I was in the Blood Steps, but I don't want to go back there.
I hear Derricane is nice this time of year.
oh sure, if you like living with a stick in your tailpipe, yeah, it's great.
We're crossing Cruden, right? Isn't there like a desert between here and there?
I mean, you can
We
go
can take
north,
a ship.
but there's a couple ways we can get there. The point is, I like the place. I like being here. My plan was always to hand this thing off and then just sit and grow old in a nice, quiet, sleepy town where I don't have to deal with too much BS from the Calastians, who hopefully my younger, sprier, and much more adventurous-feeling friends will go take care of.
Fine. And I'll stare out the window and say, I suppose the house should not be burned down then.
What if we renovate the base?
Well, no, I think that's a great idea. It sounds like a nice, fun project for the summer. We can all spend the summer working on renovating the basement. And then you all won't run off to fight in the revolution and whatnot, too, which is also a plus. Because I got to tell you, not a fan of that plan either.
Throw pillows won't get rid of
we
the stench
do-
of evil.
Okay,
Gonna need
maybe
a
not.
lot of Lysol.
Some good incense, for sure.
What if we just burn
Maybe-
your house down and you move into this one that I heard just recently became open?
Burning the house down is just going to expose the entrance to the under basement of the room. I mean, we'd be better off just like sealing it in.
Yeah, we can just... I don't think we should seal it. I think we should use it. I think it's a nice place. Millie's got a good point. Some incense.
Have you been down there, Dad?
Well,
Smells
no,
like charred
because when I tried to go down
clay.
there, I got hit with chains and it sucked.
And ooze and there's mold.
It's an accursed charnel house, Dad.
It's a
Yeah.
fixer-upper.
It's an accursed charnel
It's
house.
decorated with thousands of skulls. I mean, if you want to do macabre tours for goths, I guess.
Well, what about using it to help people escape when the revolution starts?
You could fit a lot of people down there.
You
Pretty
could
big.
fit a lot of people in this basement too, and it has no
Definitely.
skulls
Yeah,
and
this
no
definitely wanna
basement could
zombies
fit like
renovate.
30 people. That basement could fit like 100 people.
until the
Definitely.
zombies eat them.
Well,
Definitely,
yeah.
we definitely want to renovate before we start putting refugees down there. Maybe get some new flooring, get rid of the acid slide.
Don't we have to do something with the thing first? Like,
With the lash?
with the, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get
'Cause
that.
I think
out of here for sure. I need a perception checks from Triss and from Zopa. They're the only two that could reasonably notice what's going on.
The dice today. The dice.
My dice is really good, but yeah, the dice have been weird. Woohoo!
Triss, you're like halfway through your detect magic ritual, and you notice like some of the glyphs have been smeared.
Some of the glyphs?
Yeah, like as you're like setting up this ritual and you're like writing out glyphs on the ground and making your space. Oh. You know, you're getting into your ritual and you realize that some of the glyphs have been smeared. The ritual's been damaged.
Who was that? Who did that?
Who did what?
Hey, stop! Everybody, step back! I can't finish this ritual. You guys messing with me? Don't step there.
Now that it's pointed out, you definitely see it, Zopa.
Yeah.
Looks almost like somebody dragged a foot across one of the markings in the detect magic.
Is it about a halfling-sized foot?
No, it is not.
It must have been me. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Well, watch where you're stepping. Go ahead and start over.
Let's start over. Okay, I gotta concentrate. Stop interrupting. Go back to that conversation. It can't happen while I'm doing this. Wavy hand, wavy hand.
I'm going to keep an eye out, and if I notice this much, I will walk over that way. Okay. Just in case. Oops, I smudged it again.
Yeah, you're working on it. There doesn't seem to be a smudge appearing the second time. While you are discussing your renovation options, Korggix, what's going on back at the house? Cheshire comes in and says, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second in the other room, Gix?"
Can it wait?
Playing clapping games.
Yeah, I'm playing with Enrique.
Well, yeah, just so you finish this round. He sits down.
I guess I'll finish.
And Keely had a steamboat.
Oh God! Yeah.
And Keely went to limbo. Okay.
So
when I get up and walk away, I'll tell Enrique, "Don't mess with your wound. Don't get up and leave."
Oh no, I'm not going nowhere. And yeah, this is actually healing up pretty good. Like I think your sister hit me with like some magic. So, but I'm not going to go nowhere though.
Good, because I don't want to chase you.
You step in the other room. Cheshire's like, okay, so Mr. Copperfield's dead.
And as soon as he says that, I just put a finger to his lips. And I say, "Watch Enrique." And I go to
the street. All right. So Korggix comes walking in.
Why did you... where is Enrique?
He's fine. What happened?
You see, like... as you step in... So
stay back. Casting spell. Stay back.
Triss has, like, everybody pushed back and is, like, drawing sigils on the ground. You see... Jedryn is still like turning over like couch cushions and shit. Like there can't only be 8 gold in here.
Yeah.
Rinaldi is half rolled up in a rug, and Teresa's just knocked out, sitting at the table, like her face in a pile of drool. And your dad and Zopa and Millie are just kind of standing in a circle, like discussing the merits of redecorating the basement.
Surprised Millie hasn't gagged her yet or tied her up.
Am I allowed to? Is that fine?
So,
if you want to gag her and tie her up, go for it.
Cool, I do
Is
that.
he in the rug because he was cold?
Yeah,
he is extremely cold, Korggix. No,
So is it noticeable that he is very dead?
I mean, there's a pool. There's a pool of blood sticking, like forming underneath where he's.
I'm definitely walking over and just like kind of like kicking the rug, like how like a little kid would poke a dead body with a stick type of thing.
Right.
I'm going to go check on Cheshire.
He's very dead. And as you kick it, one time the whole body like jerks for a second. Yeah. Oh, that's just muscles.
So I'll just look at Dad and be like, well,
our meeting of the families went south.
You don't say. Why?
They're crazy cultists.
Right, yeah, pretty much. I mean, he revealed to us that he's worshiping Mormo and wants us to hand off the lash to his cult superior.
Oh, does it click that Mormo snakes? Like,
yeah.
I would imagine.
That clicks.
Yeah, because that's very much she's the snake lady, the snake queen. And the metaphorical light will turn on above Korggix's head. I'm like, hey, Enrique actually said something about snakes.
What? Is he part of their cult?
I just look. I look at him as like serious as I can with the, are you serious?
I just wanted to make sure, like, we're all operating under the assumption that Enrique is just an innocent bystander in all this mess.
I would believe that entirely to be true.
Good. His mother wasn't, which is why she's currently catching a nap.
So why did we kill them again, though? Wasn't there an easier way? We were leaving anyway. Like, what was... I don't...
To be fair, killing Rinaldi was very easy.
It didn't take much at all. Just a flick of the wrist and he was gone.
But why did we kill him? Why didn't we just
leave? I killed him for 3 reasons. One, he's a servant of Mormo and will undoubtedly report our actions back to his superiors. 2, he wants the lash and he wasn't going to give it up without a fight. 3, he fucking lied to me for 40 years.
All good reasons.
When you gave the first reason about Titan worship-esque answer, you noticeably Korggix stiffens a bit at that and goes, okay, fair enough. So are we still leaving? We should probably leave. If it's I don't know what the punishment is for murder, but I'm sure the clerics are not fans of that.
If we get caught, humana.
Probably.
Am I ritual yet?
Almost. Probably not. No. We should probably go. We need to clean this up, figure out what we're going to do. I believe the common wisdom was we're going to hand the money to Enrique and send him off to start a new life, but we got to figure out what we're going to do with these two.
That sounds like a horrible idea for Enrique, but go on.
I mean, he'll be fine. He'll be all right.
No, he won't. You know he won't be fine.
I have raised.
Why are you sending him to his death out in the wilderness?
Oh my goodness.
What's your suggestion, Gix?
Comes with us. Another set of eyes, another set of hands.
You want to take
worst case scenario? I mean, he can watch the flesh strippers, and if an accident happens, then whatever. But at least we know that we didn't send him off into the wilderness to.
No, we took him into the wilderness to get killed. Is that what you're like?
Yeah, I'd rather do that. Yeah.
You think it's safer for him to watch the flesh strippers?
I think it's safer if he's with us instead of by himself.
I mean, he's not a toddler.
Yeah, but he's also not capable either. I mean, worst case scenario, he's lived here for how long? I mean, he's got to know the surrounding area a little bit. Maybe he knows a slightly quicker way to get where we're going, or a way to bypass certain things while he's out doing whatever. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, we really don't know a whole hell of a lot about him. And how the fuck did he even get associated with that orc and everything down the road? I mean, he's been doing his own thing for a while. He's got to know something.
We give the house to the orc and the halfling. I was trying to figure out what to do with the cows.
House from their They already
Yeah.
have the house from the
There was like a
overseers,
whole
though.
bunch of halflings there, though. They could
That's
just
true.
do
They
like
could
that.
have like their own little starter home.
There's like 4
Yeah, but what
cows
about all
out there.
I say,
Sorry,
what about all the?
House.
And I just kind of gesture at the rug.
Mm.
Oh, I mean, we'll clean it
What about all
first.
the murder?
We'll clean it first. We're not going to just leave them with blood stains. That's
I
rude.
started
If there's
to
one-
clean it.
if there's one
Doesn't
thing
the
I
house
learned,
belong to Enrique?
I mean, technically,
I
probably.
don't think he wants to stay in the house where his parents that hated him are also killed in. I
Right,
don't
but
know.
maybe that's up to him.
Yeah, we can
s-
ask him. We can ask him.
I still vote that if he wants to come with us, that he should.
I never thought I'd say this, but Gix has a point.
Does he?
All right. So here's the.
Does he?
All right. So here's what we'll do. I will speak to Enrique and explain the situation about his parents.
With a couple of us present.
Yeah, not so high on the trusting every word
Sure.
that comes out of Dad's mouth phase right now.
Sure, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. We'll explain to him that we think it'd be best if he gives the house to the others, to the new happy couple. He will come with us, but it is your job, Korggix, to keep him alive.
No.
You have to walk him and make
No.
sure that
The reason that he should come with us is because when I escaped, it would have been a hell of a lot easier going through everything that I went through with somebody to help. And it's, I think, the right thing to do. But I'm not a babysitter. Come on.
I understand
Let's
that,
be real here.
but he's also going to be at risk. He's not going to be familiar with things, and
Sure.
somebody's going to need to take responsibility for him.
Well, and he can find a nice Enriquette to settle down with on our travels at hopefully at some point.
The problem is he
Ew.
needs a babysitter. So if you're so hell-bent on him coming with us, then you get to be the babysitter, because I'm not going to be the babysitter.
I
We
mean,
could stay
honestly,
here and not gonna happen.
I think you guys are really selling him short. Because if it wasn't for me and Jedryn in the first damn place, he was gone. So,
Leave
Well-
then.
I mean, in that case, then your work as watching his back won't be difficult, right?
I'd rather keep my eye on what you're doing. All of us wouldn't be in this situation if you would have just told the truth from the get-go.
I mean, we would, because what would that have changed?
We could have just left instead of killing your neighbors, maybe?
It would have followed us and we would have had more
A,
problems.
you didn't kill my neighbors. I did. B, you could still leave. I'm not making you stay here, Korggix.
Well, we're not leaving now? What, now we're staying? Isn't
No.
it fun when one of the party members isn't part of the conversation?
What I'm saying is you can be with us in this journey, or you can strike out on your own. I've never restrained you. You're not a prisoner here. You know that.
Well, sure, but there's also right and wrong, which seem to be kind of very, very fuzzy under your lens.
I have a higher... I'm serving a greater good here, okay? Some of these things
That's
are
what
not...
he was saying, supposedly. I pointed it out.
Right, but my greater good is getting this dangerous thing to people who can handle it. His greater good is waking up a monstrous titan. There's a difference.
Tomato.
he's got a point. Look, let's not us fight ourselves too.
I
This is-
just, like I
this is-
said, I think that if we're going to go and take the whip where the original plan was, Enrique should come with us just for the sake of the matter is that it's hard as fuck doing anything by yourself in this fucking hellhole of a country. So
That's valid. You're not wrong.
Luckily for him, he has his own friends, though.
I'd say ask him what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. Those are all good points too. In the meantime, did you get? How are those ropes? Why don't you go ahead and make a dexterity check, Millie, to see how those ropes are.
Dokie.
just trying to abandon Enrique.
Not great.
He says, "Come here. How many times do I have to show you how to do this knot?" He starts.
I'm sorry. I was
So many
distracted
times.
by this very intense conversation, and I wasn't really paying attention to what my hands were doing.
That's fine. That's fair. Your detect magic activates.
Yeah. Finally. What happened? I'll have to walk around the house.
You do sense definite magic coming out of the upstairs in the master bedroom.
Jedryn, there's something magic that way. Can you come with me and help me find whatever it is?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. We not travel alone. Good. Yes, smart.
You also are better at finding things, I think, maybe.
Probably not, because I'm a rogue and it's 5e.
If it's investigate, though. I have a better
and also,
perception.
it's me, and it's today, and the dice are not my friends.
Yeah, they've been running very hot or very cold.
I'm not proficient in investigation.
You're not? Oh, shit. Who's proficient in investigation?
Probably Zopa, who's wandered off to go Zope.
I got a solid -1 on investigation, so I'm totally very useful.
I've got a.
I like the idea that Zope is in fact a verb that our family has collectively created and used.
They notice that you've not used it until she leaves the room.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I try to narrow in on it's in this corner of the room.
You walk over, and it's actually emanating from the there's a
Bureau?
Wardrobe. Yeah, like a wardrobe. It's emanating from inside the wardrobe.
In that thing.
Okay. I'm gonna check it for traps.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Make that investigation check. Nice.
Oh my god, it actually... Thank you, dice. Yes. This is one of the checks that matters. The dice are you don't need money. You do need your face.
So there are no traps.
Okay.
You have that going for you.
Okay, is it locked?
It is, but you're it's not with anything important.
Yeah. Okay.
You pop it pretty easy. You see that there is, once it's open, you find a bag full of coins at the bottom, a bunch of mundane clothing.
That's where they were.
And there is a mask that is definitely giving off a magic vibe, and one of the cloaks is definitely giving off a magic vibe.
That cloak and shuffle. Oh, this thing. I think it's a mask or something.
Yeah, it looks almost like a masquerade mask. It covers the nose, eyes, and forehead.
It's got a shiny blue aura.
Yeah, it's very, very potent looking.
Kind of what school? Illusion?
Enchantment.
Enchantment. Okay. And the cloak is.
The cloak is
duration?
What is it? For remote sight, I guess that would be
Divination.
Divination. Thank you.
Ooh, weird. This is divination, and this is enchanted.
Yeah.
And you found the cash.
Yeah.
Do I hear any of this going on, or did you bring that downstairs?
They're upstairs. They're
just sling it over my arm and carry them with my, got my stick and mask and holding them.
Well, all that's going on.
And stick it in your hand.
Are you actually, Zopa, going to go and speak with Cheshire, or were you going somewhere else?
Oh, she's absolutely going to speak with Cheshire. She's just taking the scenic route down the road and around a bit. And while she walks, she's just going to talk to herself. Because she does that when she's stressed and wants to get things out that's on her mind.
Get the invisible lady at the house so I don't see her. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
While she's talking to herself, she wants to ask if anyone knows anything about this woman that her father knows.
About Amethyst?
Yes.
Oh yeah, she's known to us. She's a known agitator. Verdict has a rather impressive price on her head, actually.
Okay, Travis, do I trust my organization?
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
I would say that by default, they have never been anything but supportive, and they've never done anything to make you suspect that they would turn on their own. Like, that's a big no-no in the Scaled.
I'm going to ask what the Scaled would do with such an object.
Oh, so much. Hard to say. That would be above my pay grade, to be honest with you.
Would it be kept safe?
I mean, of course. We don't hold on to things that aren't kept safe. If it's in our possession, it's meant to be. Having said that, we have a political opportunity here that I think we should consider. Someone who has gathered the ire of Verduct to such a personal degree makes for one hell of a distraction, particularly if they're trying to break into the palace and use that big, shiny magic item to create some sort of foolhardy revolution.
And what if it falls into Verduct's hands?
Oh, there's plenty in Verduct's hands already. I'm not concerned. But where I see opportunity is if we can be aware of these movements, if we can know when they intend to strike. There are numerous operations in the Calastian capital that the Scaled could perform during such distraction.
So what I am picking up is that you want me to go with them. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely, yes. And I want you to gift that to Amethyst. I want you to accompany, engender yourself to her organization, find whatever information you can about it, see if they'd be open to a more surface alliance with the Scaled, but if not, I'm more than happy to operate in a clandestine fashion. And keep us in the loop, because as we learn, we can coordinate our efforts to support Calastian freedom and profits for the Scaled, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
She says, here. You feel a hand at your wrist, and you can sort of see the vague outline of her hand when she touches you.
Mm-hmm.
And she sets a stone in your hand.
What kind of stone is it?
It is a flat stone that is polished and has a number of runes carved into it.
Do I know what it does, or?
You make an Arcana check if you'd like.
20.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is a sending stone.
Okay. So as a player, I need to ask a question.
Sure.
When I tuned to the whip, there was like that presence that was like there.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that still? Is it a pushy presence, or is it just like a, you know what I mean? Or is it just a more of like a feeling that it gives off?
It hasn't attempted to assert any control over you.
Okay.
Yet. So you do get the feeling that there is definitely another consciousness.
Okay.
In that connection.
I am going to mention that to her because I'm a little concerned. I've been having bad dreams since I touched the thing. There's something about like baby skulls, and I don't know. I'm a little off.
She says, I would, if I were you, unless you really feel you're going to need to use that thing for your survival, I would unattune it and lock it away.
You have a chest for that.
That they don't need anymore.
Right? I mean, we need it for the rats, but other than that, we'll have cages for them tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Anything that's carrying that strong of an impression with it is probably tainted and will probably do some damage to you over time.
As the circuit ends, I'll be like, well, this is me. I'm going to go inside.
Listen, you've done fine work.
She blushes, but it's more like her scales kind of like turn greener.
Just call me anytime, anything you need. I will be taking my leave of this village.
Thank you for all of your wisdom.
Thank you for this incredible opportunity you have provided us.
I will keep you informed. Cheshire.
You want?
I think we need to pack. We're leaving. Enrique, how's it going?
Oh, it's, like my parents suck, but
yeah.
Like, other than that, everything's okay, I guess.
Korggix was saying that you wanted to go to Shelzar.
I mean, I just pulled that out of a hat, you know what I mean? Like, anywhere, really, where there's fun and fun.
Yeah.
Fun? Not looking at a cow all day?
I mean, Shelzar is... Oh, it is a really good time.
Yeah, I wrote, like, a song about, like, how awful my life is.
Oh, would you play it for me?
You got a loot?
I'll look around.
There's like
I mentioned I love Enrique yet.
There's like a little toy loot, like
like those little like plastic mandolins.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like,
one of us had a kid when one of us desired to be a bard for an hour until we grew out of it. Yeah.
He's like, I just need some inspiration before I do somebody some harm because everything smells like horse shit down here on the farm.
Down here on It's better than half the songs in Dragon Age. Pretty good.
He's like, yeah, I kind of wanted to like go to one of the bard colleges, but my mom said that I was not smart enough to learn scales.
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and just be like, you should always follow your dreams. You should go to bard college.
But like, how am I going to pay for it?
I'm going to be your sponsor. And we're going to figure that out. I'm going to try and figure out like where to get money from. Because I wasn't there to see all of the money get collected.
Right. That'd be awesome. Like, what about my parents, though?
Their opinions shouldn't rule your life.
Yeah, no kidding. My dad's an asshole and my mom's asshole. You know what? They're just assholes.
Yeah. And I look at Cheshire. Oh, it feels so awkward.
I'm gonna go. Like, all right. Like, Korggix told me not to leave and whatever, and that's fine. But like, I want to go tell my friends that I'm gonna go to bard college.
What friends do you have? It comes out before she realizes how bad it sounds.
You was the best man at a wedding. Come on.
We were at the wedding together. Like,
oh, that reminds me. I need to go to town and check on the cages we were having made. Can I go with you?
Yeah, it'll be great.
Cheshire, you should come with us.
I'll sing some songs on the way.
That would be great. And I'm going to try and lead him past his house and not into it.
Okay. Are you going to inform everyone else of any of this, or are you
Scrub harder, otherwise we're never going to get that out of the floorboards.
Yeah, so the reason that I was asking earlier if I saw those items, it was going to click in Korggix's head that he hasn't visited his mentor at all today.
Right.
So
I would probably send Cheshire to let them know while making sure to keep.
Oh, sure.
Because if nothing else, I can always be like, crack the whip, follow me.
Right, sure.
Whereas Cheshire's going to have to cast whole person, and that just tends to get more violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a very calming spell. Yeah, so Cheshire comes in and says, hey, we're going into town. Enrique apparently is going to go to Bard College, but wants to go and tell his buddy about it. So,
Oh, he's going to need cash for that. Hold on a sec. I open up the bag. How much is in the cash bag?
Yeah.
You're not sure. It's hard to tell. A lot of it's in platinum.
Ooh.
I'm going to guess that like 20 platinum ought to do him. What do we think?
I mean, it is Enrique.
I mean, your dad says, just give him the bag. It's his money.
It says this
Yeah.
is inheritance. Just give him the bag.
Okay. Yeah, I dumped the other 10 gold in there.
Small price to pay for, the sorry we killed your parents card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give him his own money. Sorry.
yeah. We don't want to kill you too, so here's some money.
Dude, your own money that you already
Korggix
own.
didn't kill anybody, to be fair, so he is absolved of this sin that you have all created for yourselves.
To be fair, I don't think he would know he owns it because I don't think his dad ever was all like, hey, we're loaded.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they live on a
his
poor
dad would
farm.
not- Yeah. Dad did not trust him with the cow, much less the books.
What about this stuff? And I hold up the cloak and the mask.
What's
that stuff we'll have to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming
Because I don't want to
because
give
you
him a
brought
thing
it,
that turns into a
I'm
snake
assuming you
monster.
brought it down here because it's not a dress up.
Magic.
That reminds me, I forgot about my blacksmith mentor. Cheshire, I should probably go with you guys if you're still going.
As long as you don't mind the singing. You know what will
there could be worse sounds.
You know what will stop the singing? Cheshire runs into the basement and comes back out with the flute. All right.
Oh, God.
Enjoy.
Yeah. Good luck.
Let's go.
You need anybody else along?
You're welcome to come with us, but I mean, I think we'll be safe. I think we've killed everybody that's a problem between here and there.
I think you're right. Or somebody has. Yep.
What does that mask look like? Because Korggix is just now seeing it.
It's like imagine like a masquerade mask with sort of like some like glitter and maybe like some feathers adorning like the top, but it fills like this whole segment, so it kind of cups over the forehead and comes down over the nose, and it extends out a little bit into a point.
So like college decor, but fucking serious.
Right, exactly. Like a masquerade mask that somebody spent a good amount of time and tender love and care and money on crafting.
Would shine well in Mardi Gras.
It would be it would rock at a Shelzar celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to go with Jedryn, you're welcome to.
No, I don't think I'm needed.
All right. So the rest of you all start heading northward. Cheshire hands Enrique his flute, and he's like, "Oh, rock and roll!" And so, just playing kind of fucking tunelessly as you're walking along the side of the road. Did you give Cheshire the bag to give to him?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, like, college is paid for. Woo.
Yep.
Sweet. And you start walking off.
Wait.
So while the rest of you are going northward, back in the house, you're finishing cleaning. You've got, now with the help of your father, you've got Mrs. Copperfield restrained. and you've got these items, what would you like to do with them?
Identify them eventually, but that's like a couple hours there. And I guess we got to decide what to do with Teresa. I don't feel good about this. Why did Zopa leave her alive?
I mean, we could still just pop her in with the rats.
We're not doing that.
Well, especially not while she's alive.
Yeah.
That's
That's such a good way to, you won't even feel it. As far as deaths go, that's a pretty kind one. You're unconscious for it.
I mean, okay. Yeah, I can see that. But listen, no.
I walk over and cut her throat.
Okay.
That works too.
Dun, 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 shing. We're not feeding anyone alive to anything.
Yes.
That's one of the rules.
That's a good rule.
It's a good rule.
Yeah.
Mark that one down.
Millie grumbles.
Why don't you go get your pets and bring them over here and they can clean the mess up?
Okay. I'll go with Millie to go get the rats. I think the two of us have to carry the things. Our mutual strengths of what's that?
While they're walking off to get that, your dad says to you, okay, Jedryn, what do you think here? I feel like I'm losing my rudder.
I mean, I've had friends turn on me, but never to Mormo. So you got my sympathy on that. But yeah, you should have fucking told us more about, if he was encouraging you to buy this place, that was kind of a thing you shouldn't have kept from us.
I didn't think it was, a lot of this stuff that I kept from you, I didn't think was, A, your business, B, important. My intention was never to have you all wrapped up in this. You understand that, right?
Okay,
my intention
Dad,
was to get down there, get this thing, and hand it off to people.
Yeah, Dad, it's a magically trapped Chardon basement thing that your friend who was in the army with you couldn't figure out how to get open. When you disappeared into that basement and didn't come out, what did you think we were all going to do? Just be like, well, he had a good run. We were going to come down and we were going to go dig into this thing.
Well, I didn't expect I would disappear there and not come out. I expected I would go in there and everything would be fine. I did not
And that's the part you got to think about is, you're on the edge of retirement age. You got to prep for both scenarios. You taught me that, what are you going to do if you're caught?
Right. No, I understand. I should have been a little bit more careful and I wouldn't have tried to duck down there without, the whole thing fell apart when I started trying to rush things along rather than, and so to that, I apologize. All right. I wasn't even going to try to get down there, but then you all started getting suspicious and I thought, well, I better just take care of it.
You taught me, you gotta, if you're having to rush the job, now is not the time to do it.
Oh, I know.
So,
but that hammock that I've put out, it just looks real comfortable, and I'm really looking forward to just laying in it for a few.
I'm not arguing.
decades.
Honestly, if we all survive this and you want to come back and live with a bunch of, ghasts in your basement or whatever the hell that thing was, you go right the hell ahead. I will wash my hands of it. I'm done trying to argue with you. But yeah, in the meantime, we've got potentially a country to overthrow.
Right, yeah, sure.
That's long-term pie in the sky planning and everything, because honestly, I don't know that fucking black-haired bastard is ever going to be off the throne. But yeah, you raised a bunch of kids who want to think for themselves, and we live here. And so thinking for ourselves means we're going to have to take up swords and fight for the right to do that.
No, I understand, and you're right. And here's the thing, okay? I obviously don't want anything bad to happen to you all, and I don't want anything bad to happen to me. I've had a good run. I have fought. And that's not the first basement that belongs to some badass that is full of evil shit that I've ever snuck into. It's not the 10th. Okay? But I'm slowing down. And those days are I'm a lot closer to the grave than I am to the cradle at this point. And I need to accept the reality of that. And it scares the shit out of me that y'all are going to go running off into this fight, and I'm not going to be able to be there to protect you. I'm afraid that if you decide to go along with Amethyst on this crusade, that you're going to wind up hip deep in the middle of Calastia, and that if I go with you, I'm just going to be a liability.
Put my arms around him. You lived a life. We're going to live our lives. They may be long, they may be short. It's Calastia, like you said. We're going to try to we're going to stick by each other, and we're going to try to make our way through. And, you gotta hope that you gave us the skills to actually do that. I think you did. All of us still have all our fingers and toes, Dad. Can you really say that day to day you really expected that to happen?
Well, Gix brings the average up.
That's what I'm saying. Well, okay, that's fair. Yeah, there was that. Yeah, there was that time.
So much without being there.
Yeah, no. We're joking because you were the one everybody worried about, and we're like, he got attacked by a wolf and he killed it, but
he got his arm bit off, but it grew back.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're just jealous. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Jealous.
Connor McLeod, if he grew up in a village that weren't dicks.
Right, exactly.
But we have to throw you in the bathtub every time is the problem.
Run a bath.
Do you
drop,
want
man.
me to be like Enrique?
No.
To kick off your regen.
We have to throw you in the bathtub.
I know.
You keep waking up in the bathtub and you're like, whenever I'm sick, they put me in the bath. And we're like, no, whenever you're in two pieces, we put you in the bathtub and you come back.
It's not just two. Sometimes there's more.
Sometimes there are more.
Exactly.
He kisses you on the forehead and says, all right, look, I will go with you to get this into Gleda's Grove.
The reason I respect you so much, Dad, is because you're smart. You know how this stuff works. You know how not to fuck it up. So that's all I ask from you, Dad. Just do your best to be smart. Do your best to, use us like the assets we are, and do your best not to fuck it up or let us fuck it up. That's it. That's all any of us can do.
He nods. And while that's going on, the two of you walking over to the garage, you grabbing the rats. Anything else that you're doing while you're on your way over there?
I'm gonna grab the hooju, the
hooch?
The hooch. Yeah, just in case we need to quiet them down if full of bellies isn't sufficient.
Right on.
Arduni boot black.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess we're walking over and keeping an eye out to make sure, there aren't any wayward priests of Chardin or other farmers poking around, wondering what the fuck we're up to.
No. You can probably from where you're at, as you're walking through, you can see down by the Baker farm, some work going on in the backyard, but nobody seems to be particularly interested in what's going on up your way.
Cool.
And you walk back in as Jedryn and your dad are hugging.
Aww.
Yeah, it's murder brings the family together.
I just join the hug reflexively. towering over my 2 halfling relatives. All 5'2".
Yeah, bring it in.
As I'm suddenly left with the full weight of the box.
Well, I mean, I set the box down first. Obviously.
Box drops to the ground.
Set the box down, and then I went, oh!
Your dad says, I know you've got these things trained, but maybe we should step out of the room while we let them...
Oh, yeah. I don't want to...
If
I kind of
makes you
do want
comfortable.
I kind of do want to see it, but in
I drag them over.
Scientific way.
You should be safe there. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay. But you
open the lid and tell them wait.
They're like crawling over each other and like running in circles.
Treats.
And then I'm going to point to Rinaldi and say, take it.
Make an animal handling check. You may have advantage.
I'm not proficient in animal handling. Cool.
I might be better at it than you then. You're not proficient. I thought you were proficient in animal handling.
Oh,
Nope.
excellent.
Oh, 18.
They hop out and just strip Rinaldi of his meat down to bones. Takes about 2 minutes.
That's
And they
amazing.
turn back around and like look at you. And they look at the box, and they look at her, and they look at you, and they look at the box, and they look at her.
Come.
They run back over.
Wait.
They all sit.
I point to Teresa. Take it.
They dive over, and about 3 minutes later, she's gone.
Good kids. Very good. Very good.
They sort of
And
And I'm saying it in animal language too, so very good.
they kind of run around in circles, and one of them does like a flip, and then they run back into the box.
Very good, very good.
oh, good babies.
Good.
And then the credits for Dexter roll.
Hey, your
Then we have
dad
a
is
place
just-
to put the bones. We can just add them to the other bones that are already in our basement.
Your dad's just staring like in fascinated, rapt horror as, oh, I'm so proud of my girls. They've trained these little murder machines to dispose of bodies.
I'm going to close the box and then like
Wait.
double high five my sister.
We gotta collect the saliva though. They're gonna make a lot of it now.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah. Grab jars from the Copperfields and see what I can find under their kitchen. And
We both have herbology or herbal kits,
herbal
right?
kits,
Those,
yes.
those should come with vials, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah.
I mean, we could get probably more. And stuff.
Yeah, if you want to take some time milking them, that's fine.
Milking them.
So you're just kind of squeezing their faces and.
They're like, good boy, good boy.
I've created this sachet of monster saliva.
And Jedryn and Khaled are just watching in horror.
Yep.
On the northern trail, you're all walking along, and Rike is blowing on his flute. I don't know that I would refer to it as playing necessarily.
Death Row tell he ain't.
Yeah, there's a lot of with his play.
Jethro, yes. Tull, no.
So yeah, what would you like to do during all this travel?
Remind my brothers that practice is needed for things to get better while grinding my teeth.
Oh my goodness.
He says they're gonna love this one up at the Bard College.
In Korggix's travels, has he ever figured out a way or watched and just like gleaned different way of like how to play the flute?
Are you proficient in any musical instruments?
No, but I am in jeweler's tools and woodcarver's tools. So if it's made out of wood, I might know how to hold it a little better, maybe.
You can probably at least be like, this is cut here so that the arrow will go this way. You should try this.
Yeah, he's
that
not using the long part of it. He's like blowing into the holes the air is supposed to come out of and wondering why it sounds like shit.
Yeah.
So I'll just take it from him and then reorient it and then do it like try it this way.
He starts playing and it's not like he immediately becomes a master flautist or something, but it drastically increases the quality of his play. And he goes, "Wow, thanks. Nobody's ever done that before." That's super
No problem.
cool.
You'll get there eventually.
Wow.
You need somebody to believe in you.
Yeah. It feels good
Feels
to
so
be
bad for him, honestly.
Feels good to be believed in.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not a bard, dude?
I look at him and then I kind of just look at my hands, feel my teeth. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right, and with that, you all make it to the farmhouse. Enrique is going to go in and visit with his friends for a while. Did you all want to go in with them and check on them, or are you just going to kind of wait outside, or are you just going to continue on to the village?
I mean, somebody should go try and get the cages if they're ready. I don't know. Korggix will. Okay. Because I didn't know if you wanted to go talk to your boss and be like, "Hey, boss, I'm leaving. I quit."
Well, I mean, I think he's kind of picked up that shit was going sideways for us to begin with when he rode down on his chariot and witnessed the farm event. So
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I'll go. I owe him at least that much. I don't really have anything. I mean, we've already paid, so I don't know. I just feel bad. He did help us for no reason, really. So maybe a token of like, hey, watch out for these people. Here's a piece of gold or something. Does anybody? I'm like checking my rags that are closed. Like, do I have anything to kind of like tip them off? Like, hey, you might want to check on the farm every now and again.
Enrique reaches into his bag and pulls out just a fucking handful of platinum and gold and drops it. There you go.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. And I'll work my way over to the town proper, I guess.
All right. You roll in. You get some looks on the way into town still, but not, you don't get any outright aggression.
Yeah, because I'll kill them.
Right.
But go on.
7.5 foot troll, yeah.
You get up.
I could burn this place down.
And I'll use you as kindling.
And you get up to the shop, and he's working the forge and whatnot. Says, "Oh, hey, stranger."
Hey, boss. Do I call you boss? I don't know. It's been so short.
You can call me whatever you like. What's going on there? He pours a mug of ale and hands it to you, and grabs himself a mug and sits down.
I'm going to smell that mug before I drink it.
I mean, it's strong. It's dwarven ale, but it's not like dwarven swill.
I'll pretend to drink it. I won't actually drink it.
You kind of Bruce Wayne it a little bit. Take a little.
I kind of have Korggix kind of has a weirdness with like partaking in any altering type of stuff. He's worried that just with the growths and any other issues that there might be expounded effects that may not be very
I got drunk
popular.
And drew an extra jaw out of my back. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, or I got drunk and I randomly can't control myself anymore, and now people are dead and I'm in a tub again.
Right, that's fair. That's fair. He says, you got the Call of Adventure, right?
Yeah, I kind of figured that when you brought the chariot that you would pick up on.
Your whole family reeks of it. It's good. Good. World needs it.
Well, maybe. Not as confident as you yet. Give it maybe a few years.
Well, I tell you what, this forge ain't shutting down until I shut down. So you go out and save the world, chase after fortune and glory, whatever it is that you're off to do. Come back here, job will be waiting.
Absolutely, I'd love to learn. There's always something to learn.
Oh, I got these for you. He gives you the cages.
I tap my tooth. Is the dagger done?
Oh yeah, he hands you the dagger. Says, now you want to be careful with this. I put a little bit of
Great.
extra tender love and care into it, you could say.
I put some dwarven baby go to sleep very fast oil on it.
It's good. Just like I said, be mindful with it. Make sure the pointy end never comes at you.
That's the plan. Well,
you should be good to go.
Yeah, I actually had a favor to ask you before we take our leave, and I just all of the money that he gave me, because I have no sense of currency. I just, here you go. You can have all of it. I don't pocket any of it for myself. That halfling farmhouse, I don't know what else could possibly go wrong to ruin it for them, but somebody who's been around a little bit, such as yourself, I would greatly appreciate it if you could just keep a sideways glance on it every now and again.
You bet. Happy to. They will be under my protection.
Fantastic. Well, I don't really know what else to do or say besides thanks for the opportunity. Not most folk aren't really super excited to see me walking around.
Well, most folk aren't able to, process what they see, look past the outside. You seem like a good person. Your whole family seems like good folk. At the end of the day, good folk.
He says that, and I think of my sisters who try to feed everything to those rats.
At the end of the day, good folk deserve a chance.
I hope I can keep being good. Well, I don't know how we'll ever contact each other or if I'll ever be out this way again, but I hope time keeps being kind to you.
Likewise, and if you are this way again, like I said, job's here for you when you want it. You be safe out there.
Of course, you too.
He toasts you, and that's where we'll wrap things up for this week. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns?
This is awesome.
That's cool. Awesome. Rock and roll. Make note in your sheet, please, Korggix, you have your dagger counts as a white dagger.
A white dagger?
WIGHT, white dagger.
Oh boy. So I get to stab undead, or?
Well, no, it's a +1 to attack and damage, and it also, anyone that you damage with it has to make a Constitution saving throw, or their hit point maximum is reduced by the amount of damage equal to the weapon dealt. And that's only to the weapon's damage, though. So, if you have sneak attack or some other source of additional damage, that does not reduce.
Okay, I'll have to find that in D&D Beyond and add it somehow.
I might have to add it manually as a custom item.
Okay.
And
that's terrifying that my tooth gave it that property. That's
and I would assume that you're going to spend the hour looking over these items in your downtime. So I don't forget or lose what you have.
Yeah. Give one to. I think I could look at one, and Jedryn could look at another one.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Or Millie, whatever.
Your cloak is a cloak of whispers.
What is
that? And so what that does is that allows It's made of crushed black velvet, faintly visible patterns upon it in ash gray. When you wear the cloak, you have advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing, and you can use your action to cast the hearing version of the clairvoyance spell. And if you do so, you must complete a short or long rest before you do it again. The mask is a mask of desire. It has 6 charges, recovers all expended charges each night at midnight. While you're wearing the mask, you can use your action to expend a charge to give yourself advantage on charisma checks for 1 hour, or you can use your action to expend 2 charges and cast Enthrall.
Oh, or you can spend 2 checks and cast what?
Enthrall.
Enthrall. Yep. At a save DC of 15. So, that was fun. And just FYI, quick plug while I'm talking about spells, if you want to, or magic items rather, if you want to check out all the magic items that are available for Scarred Lands, there are now card decks available at DriveThruRPG where you can, let's say you're into 5e but you haven't checked out Scarred Lands yet, the magic item decks and the spell card decks are a great way to get a feel and flavor of the setting without spending a whole bunch of money. And you also
really
get,
cool.
You also get neat stuff to throw into your games, so I would highly recommend checking those decks out. But let's do our outros. The blank space would be Cheshire, normally played by Chaz, today played by Sir not appearing in this film. They will, as far as I know, be back next week. They just had some stuff they had to take care of. So no cause for concern, no worries there. So let's kick things off with Millie. Why don't you go ahead and give us your pertinent details, please?
Hello, my name is Ayli. I play Millie, the Tiefling Ranger, she, her. I'm a fetish model. You can find me on Twitter at Kitty Curiosity. I'm also a part of an X-rated D&D stream. You can find us on Twitter at Roll Seduction or online at roll4seduction.com. Please only check us out, though, if you are over the age of 18. Thanks.
Yes, adults only. Pretty please, sugar on top.
You say 8?
I
was like,
oh goodness!
I was like, wait a second, hold on.
8 plus 10.
Where are you from?
It's in your country, but yes.
Yeah, yes, adults only, please.
It's like the Alabama of Alabama's coming in.
That brings us to Korggix. Please give us your pertinent details.
I apparently hear good today. But so I'm Tric, aka the Heretric, because cosmic horror and puns are hysterical. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I focus mainly on level design as much as I can without being a broken record. The game is just a backdrop. I love the conversations and just being able to get to know people from all over the place. So if you're interested in that and obscure niche titles that I play, like games you've never heard of, by all means come check it out. I recently just launched a Patreon for writing that I've been for the better part, I think, Travis, when I first mentioned this to you, because Travis is wonderful in helping me with it, it was like a year ago.
Probably, about that.
Yeah, so been working on that. If you're interested, there's all kinds of art that you're able to use for non-commercial purposes or whatever, but there's all kinds of goodies in there. You can help with the feedback for the book that it's trying to fund, and I'm really excited for it. So even if you check it out and can't afford it or whatever, let me know about the typos or anything else, because my eyes don't work so good. But yeah, that's it.
Excellent. And I'm throwing the link for your Patreon up in the chat, as well as for the Roll Seduction Twitter. And while I'm doing all that, let's have Triss give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Sarah Stewart. I wrote this book, which is all about the Scarred Lands. It's called Vigilant. You can find it on DriveThruRPG, DriveThruFiction, Amazon, and Nook if you really want to go there. And I've written a whole mess of titles that are up on DriveThruRPG for Scarred Lands stuff. I pretend to be an expert of the Scarred Lands. At least until Travis says no, we've changed that. And every Friday I do a live stream with Jeremy where we just completely deep nerd on Scarred Lands. Last episode was on Fang's Fall. The next will probably be on Lokil and maybe the I can't pronounce it.
Chardonnay?
Chardonnay. Yeah, we're the what I call the North Korea of the Scarlands. So
Certainly of Gelspad, if nothing else.
Of Gelspad, you're right. Not of the Scarlands, but of Gelspad. So check us out Fridays on Jeremy's channel. Jeremy's Twitch channel.
Yes, and that's the WH Pubs channel. And speaking of, Zopa, go ahead and give us your pertinence, please.
Okay. Well, I'm Jeremy, and like Sarah said, Fridays you can join us on WH Publications here on Twitch at 2 o'clock Eastern in the afternoon. And then right after that is the Scarred Lands actual play that I run, the Curiosity Cache. So join us on Fridays. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at WH Pubs or on Facebook at WH Publications. I also publish on DM's Guild, Sorcerer Vault, Drive-Thru, all that fun stuff. Yay.
Sweet. And that's at the WH Publications, which if they hit your link where your name is in the chat, that'll take them to your channel.
Exactly.
So they should go and follow you, and definitely check out Jeremy's work on Drive-Thru RPG as well. And then that brings us to Jedryn. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, my name is Fran Stewart, she, her, and I'm playing Jedryn, the grumpy halfling rogue, also she, her. And I am an author of various things and an editor, and I co-wrote with Sarah, wherever she is on the screen, that novel that we mentioned before, and I've written several other things, and I'm currently waiting for a product I worked on with Onyx Path to come out, which is Dead Man's Rust, which I think you'll be very excited about. And I've got several other projects in the work in the background as well, and I guess I'll at random pick the maritime mission for Scarred Land. Well, designed around Scarred Lands, doesn't have to be for Scarred Lands, but it's a vigil mission that takes place out on the Blood Sea. It's a great starting off adventure or early levels adventure, but it also has some great characters and great content and a really good boat map. So,
and some pre-gens. If you don't know how to roll a character yet.
Yeah, and that's all up on Drive-Thru RPG, and you can find me most places as Fran or Francis Stewart, and you can find me on Twitter at Ronald and Valor. So come up and say hi.
And includes a pre-gen water troll, which is the species that Tric is playing in this game.
That is
I didn't do any of my pronouns or anything. I'm so good at this.
I forgot to. I didn't talk about my character or do my pronouns or any of that shit.
Everyone do your pronouns.
Yep.
All at once, so everybody hear it.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
They. She.
He, him, Korggix, Scrag.
I think everybody else got theirs before, but and I'm Travis with him.
Hi, Travis.
You're awesome.
And when I'm not running this game, I'm running other games on this channel. I periodically run a game on the Roll Seduction channel as well, which will be this Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern, I think. If you go to rollforseduction.com, they have a nifty calendar, actually. You don't even need to be a member of the site to see what time things are. So that's handy. When I'm not doing all that stuff, I am the line developer for Scarred Lands. And as Fran mentioned, yes, Dead Man's Rust is coming out soon, soonish. Soon trademark. Which was super fun to work on, and I'm super excited to start sharing with folks. But also right now you can get, in addition to the magic item cards and the spell cards, you can pick up, there's Yugman's Guide to Gelspad, which introduces a lot of these new classes and races, some of which are being played on this stream, as a matter of fact, like Tric's, what's the Scrag is the official term, yes. There's also Visual Watch covers different locations in the Scarred Lands. It gives you kind of an overview of what those locations or cultures are. You can just as easily, if you're not playing Scarred Lands, you can also pick those settlements up pretty much en masse and drop them into any setting. Yeah. But, you know, you should definitely be playing Scarred Lands because it's freaking awesome. And
Surprise
then
your friends, terrify your players.
Ocean
Right.
of blood.
exactly, Ocean of Blood. I mean, there's come visit. It's great. It's a nice place to vacation. But yeah, you can get all
Better
of
than
this.
Ravenloft.
It is. That's true. I'm gonna get such shit for agreeing with that, but it's true.
To live there.
Well, it's really hard to vacation in Ravenloft because you show up and you just never leave.
Yeah.
It's a permanent vacation,
Right?
but yeah, you can get all the Scarland stuff right there at Drive Through RPG. I threw the link up in the chat. I also wanted to just make a quick note that speaking of Patreons, I have a Patreon that you can get early access video. If you're not subscribed to this channel, you can get the VOD a week early here for this show, for my other shows. And they just rolled out an annual payment option. So I have added that. So now if you want to support me, you can get the same tiers of support, but save yourself like 15% by getting an annual subscription. So that is something that is there and open to you. In addition to Scarred Lands stuff and behind the scenes stuff and other neat things, I also try very hard to get at least one Patreon exclusive RPG supplement up on there each month. I'm 1 month behind right now. So, well, actually I just caught up over the weekend. So
Nice.
I will have this month's hopefully by the end of the week. But that's all at patreon.com/Travis Legg, which is, if you look me up by name, Legge is how you spell my last name. That's my username everywhere on the internet. So drop by, say hi, follow me on the Twitters and the Facebooks and all those things. And we will be back here same time next week to see where this adventure is going to take us. Looks like probably into Gleeta's Grove, so that ought to be fun.
Yay.
All right, y'all. Be good to yourselves and each other. Mask up, wash your hands. Shoot straight, conserve ammo, and never ever make a deal with Jeff Bezos.